Hello, my name is Megan Ogletree, and today I'll be presenting my action plan analysis on the proposed use of boom cards as a gamified learning tool in a classroom setting for students with autism spectrum disorder, or ASD for short. Identified problem and proposed focus. Problem: traditional instruction doesn't meet the sensory attention needs of students with ASD. Hypothesis: boom cards will improve engagement and learning versus traditional tools. Students with autism often face challenges with traditional instruction because of sensory sensitivities and difficulty with attention. These barriers can impact their ability to engage and succeed academically. I've seen these struggles firsthand and wanted to explore alternative methods that are more accessible and motivating for this population. That's where boom cards came in. They offer a digital, game-like environment that seems more in line with the needs of students with ASD. And here is a graph that I found online that compares online learning versus gamified learning in the classroom and traditional learning. Background and literature summary. Boom cards supports visual learning, instant feedback. Gamified learning improves academic and social outcomes. Students stay more engaged and motivated with interactive tools. In looking at the research, I found that gamified tools like boom cards have been shown to improve attention, engagement, and even academic outcomes for neurodiverse learners. For example, Degenzada et al. 2024 explained that gamification helps reduce cognitive overload, which can be a huge barrier for students with ASD. Other sources supported the idea that immediate feedback and visual structure are really important features in maintaining student motivation. All of this helped me shape the direction of my proposed action plan. Overview of proposed action plan. Purpose: compare boom cards versus traditional strategies. Method: experimental, 8-week pre- and post-test design. Setting: in a self-contained classroom. The action plan I developed is structured as a pre-test, post-test design that would be carried out over 8 weeks in a self-contained classroom. The idea is to compare student engagement and performance before and after using boom cards. I want to explore whether this tool makes a meaningful difference when used consistently as part of daily instruction. Sample and instrumentation. Sampling method: census. All students in the class will participate. Instrumentation: boom cards, pre-post test assessments, engagement observation checklist, and usage tracking, which would be done through the boom card app itself. In the proposal, all students in the classroom would be included using a census sampling method. Engagement would be measured using a standardized observation checklist, and academic performance would be assessed through boom cards' built-in pre- and post-test assessments. I also plan to track how often students interacted with the platform to look for any patterns over time. And on the boom card app, you can actually see which questions the students got correct, which ones they got wrong, how long it took them to actually complete the assignment, and different information like that to see if they are engaging accurately or how you want them to on the boom card app. All right, collaborative efforts and procedures. So I would gain parental and student consent. That would be secured before we began. There would be a pre-assessment, which would be done in the weeks, in the first 1 to 2 weeks. Daily boom cards would be done through the 3rd through 6th week, and post-assessments weeks 7 through 8. So parental consent would be obtained before beginning, and I'd plan for consistent daily use of boom cards during instructional time. The timeline would break down into baseline data collection, intervention, and vital assessment phases, so that would be for each week. Collaboration with support staff, paraprofessionals, and family would be essential throughout the process. You would use your support staff or paraprofessionals to help you to have the students on boom cards to get your accurate data collection there. Validity considerations. So internal validity, standardized observation, consistent use of boom cards. External validity, applicable to similar ASD classroom settings. And limitations, tech access, sensory differences, and distractions. Internal validity would be supported by using consistent measurement tools and procedures. For external validity, the results could be meaningful for similar self-contained classrooms. So not only could this be used in an ASD classroom, this could be used in an empty classroom or other self-contained classrooms, potentially even gen ed. Still, I acknowledge some limitations with this. Obviously, the tech access, differences in sensory needs, or how individual students might respond differently to gamified learning. Also, distractions that could happen in the classroom. Ethical considerations. Confidentiality would be maintained by collecting through anonymized data. Special populations, ASD students monitored for frustration with using boom cards, and IRB protocols we'd get consent forms and guardian approval. Even though this is a proposal, I considered ethical elements such as confidentiality, informed consent, and respect for student autonomy. And a real implementation, IRB approval, would be necessary. Student well-being would remain the top priority, and steps would be taken to ensure that no student felt stressed or frustrated by the technology. Projected results and implications. I believe that boom cards would likely increase task accuracy and motivation. Connection, immediate feedback improves on-task behavior, and needed would be observable rise in correct responses and engagement. So although the research hasn't been conducted, I expect based on the existing studies that boom cards would lead to improvements in task accuracy, independence, and sustained engagement. For example, I could picture a student who usually needs several prompts being able to complete a task independently just because boom cards keeps them focused and provides immediate reinforcement. If we saw even a small increase in accuracy on time and on task, that could be a meaningful academic growth for that student, because some students have goals where they're just being tasked with staying on task. Reflection and next steps. If I were to revise or extend the plan, I'd consider looking more closely at social-emotional outcomes like peer collaboration or self-confidence. I'd also be interested in gathering feedback from families and paraprofessionals to see how the tool impacts students beyond academics. Future research could look at how gamified tools like this support long-term learning or generalization of skills. Thank you so much for watching. Tools like boom cards can help bridge the gap between engagement and achievement for students with autism, and I believe they deserve a place in our instructional toolbox, especially as we work to create more inclusive and accessible classrooms. Thank you so much, and have a great day.